25 years ago, you'd have had a tough job getting a position in the finance department, and you certainly would have had your advancement stifled unless you went along with the orthodoxy, efficient markets and modern portfolio theory and a lot of stuff that not only wouldn't do you any good but might get you in trouble. And that's improved a lot, and I enjoy seeing these groups of students as they come out, because it's quite encouraging. Now, they all think they're going to get rich by sort of copying what Charlie and I did many, many years ago. I wish them well. It's the amount of brain power going into money management gets a little distressing, particularly to Charlie. But I would, it's a great time to be 22 or 23 or 25 and getting out of school. So you can look ahead to a very, I think, a very interesting future in this country, even though you may find that the method of using the talents you have in investing get used in a somewhat different manner than where they're used presently. I mean, right now, an awful lot of the students that come to visit Omaha, say private equity or hedge fund, and it's hard to imagine a world where everybody's running a hedge fund. I'm not sure exactly what we would do for food and clothing and a few things like that. But I am encouraged by the kind of students I meet. And when the KU group comes up, we had a great time. They put on various skits. They try to sell me companies. I'm hoping they succeed. We haven't had any luck with yet, but they keep coming up with good ideas, and I'll keep pursuing them. And one of these days, every one of those students will get. I've offered them 2 B shares. And it's a limited time offer to try and spur extra activity. I hear from a lot of students later, and I think a lot of them have their heads screwed on right. Charlie?
Well, I've heard that something like half of the business school graduates in the elite Eastern schools want to go into private equity or hedge funds. And those whom I bump into seem to judge their progress in life as to whether or not they're keeping up with their age cohort at Goldman Sachs. That appears to be the minimum standard by which progress in life is measured. And this can't possibly end well.
You can see why they come
in terms of satisfying all these expectations.
That's why they come to see me instead of Charlie. He'd give them better advice. Don't misunderstand me, but go away with very long faces.
I'm waiting for my chance to touch your feet and get your blessings.
Thank you.
Let me finish, please. Yeah. Swamiji, I have a question anyway. A lot of business people have a great amount of respect and trust for this 70 years young teenager girl who is sitting by the phone waiting for it to ring, and now and then that phone rings. I have no concern about the next CEO of Berkshire Hathaway to take this company forward, but I do wonder about this phone. It may not ring as often as it does now till the new CEO earns the respect and the trust of these phone dialers. Do you see that a concern? And do you think it is a good idea that you may become the only chairman and let someone else become the CEO and let him earn the respect and trust under your umbrella while you are still young and healthy? Thank you very much.
Thank you. I don't think there's any question but that my successor will go through sort of a media probation type affair for a year or so, and people will understandably wonder whether the culture is going to be different under the successor than it's been at this point. That's going to happen. it won't be the end of the world. It will mean that the phone probably won't ring less. It'll just be a different kind of suitor that is calling. And the investment bankers will all try out this guy to see if he's softer than I am and wants to participate in auctions and all of that sort of thing. But I think it will become evident, and it'll take a year, 2 years maybe. I think it'll become evident that the culture is the same, that the yardsticks, the metrics, the attitude toward shareholders, the whole thing will not change. The board will not change. And but I think there will be a hiatus of sorts where people do not have the same feeling immediately that joining Berkshire is going to be the same experience with their companies as it's been in the past. But it won't last long. I can tell you the successors that the board has in mind, they're very smart. They understand. They bought in to the whole corporate personality we have, and they will be somewhat different in style, but they will develop the confidence of the world that it's going to be the same Berkshire going forward. But it's a good question, and there will be a period when the phone won't ring for a while, until people realize that Berkshire is sort of one of a kind, and it's continuing to be one of a kind. I don't think it would work well, but it's the kind of thing we talk about with the board. But I don't think it works well to have sort of a half and half arrangement. I mean, you could say that I could handle or encourage the handling of the deals, and somebody else could sort of be the operating guy. But the truth is, we don't need an operating guy. We've got people running the businesses that are running them, and they're very good at it. And the main thing to do is to not destroy or damage the spirit they bring to it, and the fact that they like this method of operation. So I'm not sure what a chief operating officer would do at Berkshire except expose the fact that I wasn't doing anything. And as long as I'm around, they're not going to get the calls on the deals. I mean, people are going to want to talk to me, and I mean, that's not a handoff that would work. So I think we'll go along in this mode, and you will have a period. Everybody, there will be stories a year after I die that says 1 year later and what's happened and all that sort of thing. But that will fade out, and my successor will put his own particular stamp on the place, but he won't mess with the culture. And they're too smart. They've seen it work too well. So that the calls will start coming in again after a while. We will still represent sort of a one-of-a-kind place for the owner that really cares about the future of his business. For one reason or another, tax reasons, family, division of shares or something, they have to solve the ownership problem, but they want to solve it in a way that really doesn't change the psychic ownership of the place and the management of the place. And they can't find that elsewhere, and they'll continue to find it at Berkshire. Charlie?
Well, speaking for the Munger heirs, I would rather the current method of operation continue to wring the last drop of good out of Warren.
At low pay.
Yes.
Part of Charlie's instructions under all circumstances. Now, if we thought there was some better way to make this place function better, or to even make the transition easier to the next person, we'd be delighted. But I really think it's going to work pretty darn well. If I die tonight, the person who will take over tomorrow will not get as many phone calls for a while, perhaps, but very, very smart people, know the business. They know a lot about all businesses. They got a general business knowledge. I use they because there's 3 candidates, but there would be one specific one of mine. They know how to make deals. I mean, these people are plenty deal savvy, and they know how to avoid other kinds of deals, which is equally important. And the world would not fully grasp that for a year, maybe even 2 years. But once it happened, you can argue that it would be even stronger than before, because at that point people would realize that it was institutionalized and not just a person. I mean, you had a kind of a hat. I mean, I don't want to compare myself because it's not in the same league, but everybody, when Sam Walton died, and I think 1991 or something, they wondered whether Walmart would continue in the same tradition. Well, the fact that it did has made that place a lot stronger than if it had just depended on the guy in the pickup truck. I mean, it was the creation of one person at Walmart, but it was not required for the continuation at all. And we're not in the same league, but it's the same idea.